amazing families! Welcome to the Parenting Mindset Shift, a place where parents find clarity, peace and joy into their parenting. So today I want to talk about a question that came across. I was in a gathering, and a beautiful gathering by the way this month, and a question came to ask, what are the practical things that somebody can do before they become a parent? And I have three practical things that you can do before becoming a parent, and those things will help you practice. Of course, those things are going to be a practice to be doing, because today we may think that we cannot be ready to be a parent, and of course we won't have all the answers, but we can develop some skills and practice so we can at least be better equipped to handle this situation of being a parent. And so it's not necessarily a all answer. You have different ways to be prepared, but those are the three things that I felt was the thing that I developed throughout being a parent. So of course me, the version of me that my oldest son, who is now 17 years old, and comparing to the version of myself being with my 9 years old is completely different. So the more I grew and the better I'd become at understanding what was being a parent was for my 9 years old, and when for my oldest son, so 17 years ago, I had lack of clarity, but even lack of confidence. I mean, things like if a doctor would tell me just let him cry and he will learn how to sleep, I would be doing that, which today doesn't make any sense because my intuition didn't talk about it. I wasn't ready about it. So of course for the other two, I didn't follow those directions, because now you develop more clarity, you develop more confidence, and you're educating yourself about what that means. And so things like what is the generality of things and what is your personal preference. Those are the things that you learn throughout getting educated, right? So the number one practical tips that I will share with everyone is to learn to understand your trigger. So the number one is understanding your trigger, and practice paying attention of how you feel when somebody else, and it can be at work, it can be at home, it can be in any other circumstances, that somebody else do something and it does something inside of you. Because that, whatever is upsetting or annoying or frustrating, this, when you have a child, is time 10 or even time 100. It's going to get triggered in a moment where you act in a way that you are not happy about. So take the habit today at work, like I said, or at home, to pay attention to that. And once you take the habit of paying attention of, okay, what's happening? This person just spoke to me in a way that it actually bothered me, and I want to just like either respond back or even react in a very angrily way. And if you pay attention either after your reaction, so you'll be reacting, and just pay attention of what just happened. And I think that's the beginning of the journey of understanding what happened. And if we take the habit of paying attention to that and realizing that it's not about the person who said such and such thing, it's about what happened and what's the meaning that you put inside of what it is, and then you understand that aspect, you will be practicing what's going to happen when you have a child, because the child is going to say things to you and you will either feel like it's disrespectful or it's even think like ungrateful. I think the ungrateful aspect is also a lot seen in a parenting journey. Like we feel like they say things and it's very, and why are you feeling the way you feel? Because most of the time, it's 99% of the time not going to be about the child, it's going to be about the way you react. And if you have a better control about those emotions and you master the way you react, you will develop those skills as you become a parent, because now it's your habit when you at work, at home, or anything else, and then it's becoming just you who you are. And I noticed that with myself, with my oldest son and my youngest son. Today, my oldest son will say something when he was little that will trigger me something. Today, the same kid is telling me something at 9 years old, and I don't even get triggered. So you get the habit. And of course, if I knew that before, I would have practiced that before, right? But we don't know. We don't know we don't know what parenting is going to look like. So for me today, as a parent of 3 kids that are 17, 14, and 9, this is the one thing that I feel like we need to focus on. Master your emotion and get understanding of your trigger, and practice doing that. Okay, so number 2 is practice making sure that whoever is around you that you love, that you appreciate, and that you respect, make sure they actually feel it. Take the habit to make everyone around you feel seen, understood, and heard. Make them feel like they're important to you. And practice that with the people you already love today. Because I think this is a skill that is extremely hard to do, because every individual is different. Everybody feels different in the way they want to feel love is very different. But because if today you have a variety of friends or variety of colleagues or in your family, that's going to be the diversity of whoever are you going to be your kids. And that's just a vague generalization that I'm doing right now, but that's going to be the idea. If you practice each time you're with somebody and you learn to be present with that person and learn to listen and learn to make them feel heard, them feel understood, validated the emotion. And the secret here is not to do that when you feel okay. The thing is, you do that no matter your mood. You do that no matter how you wake up. No, you do that no matter how you're a morning person or an evening person, whatever that is. If you're mad, you still do it. Practice doing that no matter what. That's the practice to do, because everybody can be kind and can be present and mindful when they're all fine and all cool, good and dandy. Everybody can do it. I mean, most of the person can do it. The challenge is to do that when you don't feel it. The challenge is to do that. You're leaving work and you upset somebody at home, upset you, and you're going to work and you need to be present at work and still be kind to that person and still make them feel heard or listen and pay attention. So those are the practices that I feel like if we take the habit to do that before we have kids, we are naturally becoming like that. So it's like, I'm sure there is a skill today that you had since when you were a child. And for me, I think something that is very important since I was a little girl, and for some reason, kindness was so important to me. And so making sure that everybody had received the kindness. So you have those things that you've been practicing without even realizing, and then hopefully today it's natural for you to be kind, or it's natural for you to smile because you've been doing that forever. So those are the things that if we take the habit to be aware of, number 1, our trigger, number 2, now being present with the people we are around us, I think that will definitely help us. And the number 3, the last one, is to take the habit to take care of ourselves, to take the habit to know what makes us happy, what is the feeling bucket look like. And of course it is going to change throughout your life, but because you take the habit of understanding you will know when you need something else. So like when you're younger, maybe you want to go out more often and be with your friend more often, and the older you get and you want to be in your couch a little bit more often with a cup of tea or with a book, or just enjoying an intimate time and just watching a movie and things like that. So whatever that is, make sure you actually know and you don't do things heedlessly, like you just do that, don't do things out of habit of, oh, I don't know what to do and I'm just here watching a movie. Now pay attention of, I'm actually enjoying watching a movie right now, with my friends, or with my partner, or things like that. So making sure that you know how to take care of yourself, because that habit is also important when you have children, to first of all model and show them that, right? Showing them that you know how to take care of yourself. And because the burnout came from not doing the things you love and not doing the caring of what you really want. So once we practice those three things, we take the habit to practice those things. And like I said, checking our triggers, checking our triggers and mastering our emotion, making sure that we know how to be present and make everyone around us feel loved, heard, and seen and understood. And the third one, to take care of ourselves. We are going to have our children actually enjoying hanging out with us. And because we are pleasant to be with, because we are not just angry and always upset and just always angry and always triggered, or always frustrated, or always annoyed. It's not that I said that it's not going to be the case in some aspect, but it's not going to be your habit. It's not going to be just you being like that. You want to have those moments just just accidentally, not like on a daily basis. And if they enjoy being with you, that's where you can use that beautiful opportunity, that invisible modeling, and that's where they will imitate the things you do. And I feel like that's kind of how we make them do. We make sure that they do the things that we would love them to do. We would love seeing in them, and it can be the qualities or the things that we want to do in a different aspect, in a health, in a spirituality, spiritual life, in a career or work and work ethic aspect, and the moral and all those things that we are modeling. But because they like to be with us, enjoying it with us, because they like talking with us, because they feel seen and heard and understood, because they just feel all of that, we can then do the teaching in a way more peaceful way. And it's not always in a punishing aspect. It's just like you're doing it naturally. And of course, I'm not saying it's easy. It is extremely hard. Parenting is hard. But like I always say, we choose our heart. So whatever you decide to be a parent, or if you're already a parent and you have young children or even older, like just take those habits and trying to understand, is that the reason that my kid doesn't listen to me today? Is that because they don't have those relationships with me? Is that because I'm always on the edge of always trying to punish or things like that? So the focus, like I said, is if we were just at least doing those three things. And like I said, there is so many other aspects that we can maybe get ready or get prepared. But those are the things that I felt was the most increased growth part for me. Mastering my emotion, knowing how to take care of myself. This is something that I think it's not natural, and it's actually not taught to know what you like. I'm still learning the things, and I'm still like learning the things that I'm actually really enjoying. And I do think I found a lot of it, but sometimes I can still feel tired. And when you are tired, trying to take the habit of understanding what are the reasons. Is that because I have lack of sleep? Is that an emotional exhaustion? Is that a physical one? Is that because I'm not eating properly, I'm not sleeping? Like, you just need to understand who you are, what are your area of weakness, and what are the area that you need to grow on. And I feel like having those things can help us prepare to be a parent. So even though this video is for all of us, like either you are a parent or you are already a parent or you want to become a parent, I'm still going to have my sweet connection tool of the day, of the week. And you can do that connection tools with either your child or your friends with you. But this whole week, it's going to be just about you. Check yourself. pay attention of how you react, pay attention of how you take care of yourself, pay attention of how you learn to be present. And by doing that, share that with your child, with somebody. Try to have somebody that can hold you accountable, because yes, today with our teens, we definitely have people holding us accountable and making sure that they remind us of why we do the things we do, right? So just share that with them, and maybe that will be a way to teach our children to also take care of themselves, knowing what to do to have a sustainable energy for themselves. So that's going to be it. Hey, if you like those kind of content, please, I want you to comment, share the things with me. Like, what are the things that you think are the skills, the tips, the practical tip that you can share with someone that would like to be a parent and wants to be prepared? And of course, you know, like, share all of those things and share what, if any of those points actually resonated with you, and tell us why. Like, I would love to read more on your comments. So like I said, I will see you next week, and I appreciate you watching this video, and I love you. I love that you are committed to learn. And please hit the like button, the subscribe, and share the things that you learning. Share all the different videos that hit with you, and just like share the comments. I would love to hear with you. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Au revoir.